Okay, so this week we are working on simplifying rational expressions. This should definitely be review for everyone. So first of all, let's just start with reminding ourselves what is a rational expression. So a rational expression is the ratio of two polynomials. Or, if we want to break that down even easier, it's a fraction of polynomials. Okay. So when we say simplifying, we're talking that we're going to have some expression, and I'm going to pull one right off of your homework here. Negative 36x cubed over 42x squared. Okay. So we're going to have some sort of expression like this, and we just want to simplify everything that we see. Well, so I'm going to start with looking at my constant. So if I look at negative 36 over 42, I notice that both of those numbers are divisible by 6. So if I divide by 6, I get a 6 here and a 7 here. Now those can't be reduced any further. So I'm definitely going to have negative 6 on top, 7 on bottom. Then we're going to move on to our variables. So if I have x cubed on top, remember, let's do a little side note, x cubed over x squared. This is x times x times x over x times x. Well, I can cancel these two with two of the ones on top, and that leaves me 1. So x squared cancels the 3 here and leaves me with an x. And this is final answer. Okay. So hopefully when they're just single terms like this, it seems pretty straightforward. So the question becomes, okay, well, what if it's more complicated? Because, I never leave anything that's simple. We're beyond those. So let's take a look at v minus 5 over v squared minus 10v plus 25. So we're going to do v minus 5 over v squared minus 10v plus 25. Okay, well, for simplification purposes, the first thing we want to do is factor. Well, the top is already factored. There's nothing I can do up top. So let's look at factoring the bottom. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to break out that AC method that we used a couple weeks back in pre-cal. So remember, this is going to be my A times C, and this is my B. So 1 times 25, this is 25. My B is going to be a negative 10. So then I need things that multiply to make 25, but will combine to make negative 10, which is definitely going to be negative 5 and negative 5.
Mommy, can we have electronics back now?
So this is v minus 5 times v minus 5. No, you may not. You may go. I'm working. So now hopefully you notice that I have v minus 5 on top, and I have 2 of them on bottom. So I can cancel this one on top with one of the ones on bottom. I get 1 over v minus 5. So factor, and then cancel. These are our steps. So let's try one more. I'm going to pick one from even further down the worksheet. We all know how this works. They get harder the further down you go. So I'm going to do this number 22 here. So x cubed minus x squared minus 42x on top. X cubed minus x squared minus 42x over The bottom is 2x squared minus 20x plus 42. 2x squared minus 20x. Did I say minus 42? Plus 42. Plus 42. Okay, so step 1. Factor. Okay, well, I noticed that on the top, all 3 of those terms have an x in them. So I can pull an x out. That leaves me x squared minus x minus 42. On the bottom, I noticed that all of these coefficients are even. So I can pull a 2 out of everything on the bottom, which gives us x squared minus 10x plus 21. So now we're going to finish factoring. On the top, and the bottom. So I'm going to work the top out in this blue. My A times C is going to be negative 42. My B is a negative 1. So I need to multiply to make negative 42, but add to make negative 1. So it's going to be negative 7 and 6. So on the top, I'm going to have x minus 7, x plus 6. If I do the same thing for the bottom, I've got 21 and negative 10. So that's going to be negative 7, negative 3. So it's going to be x minus 7, x minus 3. Now, hopefully you notice that x minus 7 is on top and bottom. So for step 2, we're going to cancel. We can cancel these x minus 7s. And we arrive at a final answer of x times x plus 6 over 2 times x minus 3. That's all you're doing on here, guys. You're just going to factor, find what's alike, and get rid of it. If you need help, send me an email, leave me a message here on Google Classroom, on this video, on the assignment, whatever you need to do. But please reach out and let me know. I miss you all. Be safe.